Another energetic leak is that you're still living in two realities. Your old reality, your past, that what you're looking at constantly every day, and your new desired reality. And you're zigzagging between the two of them. And that costs you huge, immense amounts of energy. And I will talk more about this today, obviously also how you can change that. But first things first, my name is Lydia Wilmsen. I'm a high performance and mindset coach, and here on my channel I talk about all things conscious creation, mindset, personal development, business growth, manifestation, the woo-woo stuff, and the very strategic high achiever stuff, so to say. And if you're new here, please subscribe if you like the content. Please leave a comment, share, like the videos. It really helps my channel to grow and bring these kind of teachings to more people. Okay, and if you want to work with me, go to the description or to the pinned comment and you'll find all the ways to work with me. Especially the Mind Mastery community is something that I'm really loving at the moment. We are growing and it's a beautiful, beautiful space of amazing high achievers who are really creating a new reality for themselves. So check it out in the description. Okay, so the energetic leak, the energy leak today, that you live in two realities, that you're leaking energy to your old story constantly, every single day. And I know you might have an affirmation routine, you might do some journaling, you might do some visualization, and that's all nice and good. But you know what people do? They do 10 minutes of that per day, and then the rest of the day, they constantly go back to the old story. They constantly contradict themselves. And this contradiction costs huge amount of energy, because one thing is you need energy to basically connect with a new story, to connect with your new identity, to imagine it, to put power and energy into it. But then you have to understand that also your old energy is feeding off your emotional reactions. You know, you're looking at your bank account and it's not the number you want to see, and you're going into panic like, so you're getting triggered by your physical reality, by your 3D, by your old freaking story, which is old and dead. It's like a movie that has already been scripted and filmed, but you're looking at it as if it was happening now, as if it was created now, and you're like, oh my god, but it's dead, it's old, it doesn't warrant any reaction from you. But as long as you keep reacting to it, like, oh my god, no money, or you're looking at on your phone, oh, my partner still hasn't made this amazing date for me, and is still the old version, reaction, trigger. Guess what? This is massive amounts of energy you're leaking to exactly that old story that you don't want anymore. So you have to understand, you're using energy for both. You're basically creating the new story in your mind, in your energy, in your somatic, like in your body, like feeling into it and all of that. But then at the same time, you use huge amounts of energy to feed the old story through your, as I said, emotional reactions to it, through your hormones, your stress hormones, through constantly looking at it again, like the dopamine hits you get from it, through checking, through going into a nervous breakdown, through getting angry at people because they did X, Y, Z to you. But you don't even have to do that. But this costs huge amounts of money as well, because you're not making the money that you want to make through that. But huge amounts of energy. And this is what you have to understand. You're spending your energy in double ways, in twice or even more, because especially feeding the old story costs huge amounts of energy. As I said, emotional, energetic, mental. On all three levels, it's costing you. So what do you do? Of course, you understand, what do you want? Make a decision. Do I want to stay in this old reality that I'm seeing here, with drama, with panic, with people not showing up the way I want them to show up, with the struggles that I'm having, whatever it is. And it could even be that your reality right now is kind of neutral, but it's not really exciting, you know? So it's fine, you make enough money, you have a kind of nice relationship, you have what you want, but there is no excitement. So is that what you want to keep? Staying safe and comfortable, either in like a kind of like, okay, boring reality, or in the struggle, stress, panic reality, drama, bam. Do you want to stay there? Or Do you really want to put all your focus and all your energy into the new desired reality that you're creating, that you're selecting? It's not a creation because it already exists as a potential, but you're selecting it through your focus and through your energy. Where do you put your focus, your energy, your attention? Exactly. And if you keep rooting back and forth between both of them, you're feeding both. So you have to make this decision. What do you really want? And be very honest with yourself, because many people, they say they want the new beautiful reality, but they are still very much hooked on a comfort level to the old reality. There is something in them that wants to actually stay there because it's safer, it's comfortable, it's what they have known all along. And you have to be really honest with yourself here. You have to really check in with yourself, because it's so easy to say, I want the good stuff. But on a somatic level, it could actually be that there is a lot of resistance against that. And you actually don't want it because you're very afraid of all the good stuff. And I have this so often. I even had this in a Mind Mastery community and also with clients. And I know this from myself. How would life be if you had everything you wanted? And if you go really deeply into that and you let it settle into your body, very often there will be a freak out moment of like, oh my God, it can't get so good. Because you're not used to it. You're not used to it. So parts of you always want to root back to the old, which feels safer because the struggle is safe. The struggle is the known. The boringness is, or the boredom and boringness of your life is the norm. So you want to go back there. And it needs a proper inquiry, self-inquiry of like, yes, do I want to let go of that now? Am I ready to almost go into the discomfort of really accepting something more amazing for myself? And once you have made that decision, like even on a physical level, on a somatic level, in your body, once you get a full body yes, so to say, this is where this comes from, like full body yes, full body no, because it's not just something in your mind, it's something in your whole body, your whole physical body, so to say. Once you get that yes, I'm ready for a bigger life, then starts the work of really channeling your energy only into the new story. And that means, first of all, clarity. What is it? What does it consist of? What do I actually want? What kind of treatment do I want from other people? How do I want to be with money? How do I want to be with my partner? How do I want to be with my environment? And what identity am I going to have in this new reality? Who am I? Who am I being? This needs your clarity. And then you need to start feeding it constant energy. Meaning, no matter what happens in your outer reality, in your physical outer 3D reality, so-called 3D reality, no matter what happens there, you take your focus back inward to the new identity and to the new reality. And you stop feeding the old on every level, mentally, so you have a proper mental hygiene. You don't have any thoughts anymore about the old, about the unwanted, and it can be very tricky. I know, that's the big step. Also emotionally, no reactions anymore, and I'm saying like I'm taking the extreme now. Like we are all humans, we usually don't manage to stay there 100%. I'm just giving you the full picture here. Emotionally, no reactions anymore to old people, to the old story, to how people treated you in the old way, in the old reality, with your old identity. No reactions anymore to an empty bank account. No emotional reaction anymore if you don't get what you want from your partner. No emotional reaction anymore from your body having pain or whatever, like you health-wise. No reaction to that anymore. No emotional reaction of like, oh my God, why is this happening? And poor me, or I hate this person, you know? Like, I'm going through that as well. I'm a human as well, right? So I know all of that, what I'm talking about. No emotional reaction anymore, and also no energy anymore. Like, stop thinking about it and feeding about it, how other people treated you. Really, there is another video about that. Like, really cut the cords to that old reality. Cut the cords to the old connection with people that don't feel aligned anymore with you. So it's really a refocus on every level, away from the old and into the new. And every time you're going into like, oh my God, bank account, have to pay bill, new bill came, are you directly going into thoughts of like, oh my God, I have so many bills to pay. Why are there so many bills? Like back to the old story of like, oh, I don't have enough money to pay my bills or whatever, you know, or why do I always get hit with those big bills and why don't other people pay that or whatever, you know, like really get very clear on how this old story sneaks up on you. And the same pattern with relationships. Again, he didn't treat me the way I wanted. I said I wanted to go on a nice date and he didn't prepare anything. And look, he's gaming all the time and he's not there for me. Whatever. It's all your old story and that has to die. This focus has to die. This story in your mind, this voice in your mind has to die. I mean, you have to take your energy away from that and don't give in to those emotional reactions anymore and to those thoughts. This is the big shift for you. And the more you practice that, the easier it will become. In the beginning, you really live into realities, but the more you withdraw energy from the old reality, at some point it stops fighting. At some point it stops being so strong. And the more evidence you get for this, that this really shifts your reality, even easier. That will make it even easier because you have so much evidence of that now. But you have to get through the difficult beginning, so to say, and really withdraw all your energy from the old and feed it only to the new. And this is what I mean. Stop leaking into the old and feeding the new at the same time. This is a massive energy leak and people do it constantly throughout the day. You know, they say like, yes, I'm now living in the identity of being a millionaire. Then a bill comes and they're like, I don't want to pay this shit and I don't have the money to pay this. Like, what the heck? What the heck? Like, you get it, right? You get it. How can you be a millionaire if you have that reaction? Or if you're in the identity of everyone loves and adores me, and then someone cuts you like with the car, you know, cuts your way off, and you're like, oh, this is so shitty behavior, and he totally disrespected me and bad driving. Yes, exactly. You're totally contradicting your idea of, or your identity of, I'm always loved and adored and treated perfectly. Yeah, what the heck? So those are the things that have to shift. And I'm not telling you to not have emotions anymore. I'm the last person, because I do a lot of somatic work with my clients. I'm not telling you to not have those emotions. I'm telling you, you have to process these emotions when they are showing up and stop giving them meaning. Like, stop giving the meaning of, I'm angry at this person because this person hurt me and this person just cut me off on the road. No, just be angry without any story attached. Just let it run through your body. Punch a pillow, press against the wall, scream into a pillow. Like, somatically express the emotion. Somatically expressing the emotion means also you just let your body act it out. You don't give it a certain way how it has to be. It's not a choreography or something like first this step and then this, like in martial arts or something. No, you just let it out how it wants to be let out. Of course, without hurting you or others. That's what I said, punch a pillow. Don't punch a person. Don't punch yourself. There are a lot of people who actually do that. They hurt themselves in huge anger. No. Release the emotion without hurting yourself and without hurting someone else and without attaching a story to it. Like, of course, in order to release it in the moment, in the beginning, there might be the story, but then stop feeding it again and again and again. There are people addicted to those stories, and this addiction is what we have to cut. This addiction to the old story is what we have to cut. So, massive energy leak, this going back and forth between old and new, this has to stop. So take my video today really as a reminder to stop those thoughts. Express your emotions healthily without attaching the meaning to it, of the old story, like yada, yada, yada. People get stuck in this. People get very, very horrible diseases because of that. So this is your task today, to start really looking at your reality, getting clear on what you want, making the decision, and then throughout the day you can even have like a piece of paper, and make like a little list of like, oh wow, I stayed in the new story, tick. And then, oh, I went back to the old story, tick. And then just see after like the end of the day how it went. And I call it like paying into the account or the frequency account of my new story. So also when I'm, for example, not scrolling or like taking energy away from the scrolling dopamine behavior, I have like a mental, list, or it's almost like a frequency. It's like a bank account, but not for money, but for frequency of my new story. It's like, oh wow, I didn't check. I paid into my new frequency account of my new story. Oh, I didn't react. I just processed my emotions and that's it. And I stayed really aligned internally, energetically with my new story. Tick. So I'm almost like, it's like gamification. I'm making it fun and entertaining to really stay rooted in the new story. So do that. Give this a go, but understand. Every time you go back into like, oh, I don't have the money, or oh, big bill, or nah, this happened, this person was unfriendly, you're leaking your full energy into the old story. And just stop doing that. So this was my video for today. Please, if you like the content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share it with others, because that helps me grow this channel to more people who are ready for this kind of deeper content, I would say. Not just manifestation of love and just affirm and stay in your new reality. No, like my goal really is to give you deeper tools how to actually do that. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and until the next video.